Hello, Martin Desmarais for Urban Grower. Today we're gonna go over how to select a nutriment according to the kind of plant that we want to grow and how we want to grow it. Basically, we have the first question to ask ourselves when growing plant is what kind of plant we want to grow. Is it a plant that is going to be only in vegetative states, like leafy greens, like basil, or other spice that we are only targeting toward the leaf and have no flowering and no fruiting of those plants? Those are will we call vegetative, and we're going to use the Vega line basically pendant to feed them. And there's on the other side the fruiting plant that are basically getting the fruit or the flower that we want to get the reward basically. Those are pepper, strawberries, tomato, cucumber that we're not targeting for the leafy green, we're targeting for the fruit. That is the end result that we want to achieve. So depending on our choice, this is our first question to ask us. From there, we have to choose our substrate. In what we're going to grow the root of those plants. Are we going to use regular earth? Are we going to use bio earth and walking toward the bio certification? Are we going to use only water? Then covering in those crafty system, recirculation system, those counter garden that we use in winter in our house in Quebec that we like to use, either Arrow Garden, Luxbird, or other brand. It doesn't matter. We grow in water in those. Our substrate is water. Another choice of substrate would be cocoa, available either in loose bag or in brick. Very convenient to use. It's one of my favorite substrate for the autopot. Basically, it's basically the cocoa act like as a straw and drink and fill up with the nutriment and water and give it back to the plant according to the need of the demand of the root and growing as basically a straw. And then the last one that I see is a rock wool. Rock wool basically our run to waste system. We're gonna have some selection of nutriment that are best or work better into our system. Let's start by growing in earth, let's say as a substrate, and depending on the choice of our plant, we're going to go into the Terra Vega or the Terra Flores. Those are one part nutriment that we only have to mix one quantity with water. It's very easy to use. It's very friendly to use. It's one of the beginner product of Canada that you want to use to grow in earth. And according to the type of plant, you're going to use only the Vega if it's only like basil. And if it's, let's say, paper, you're going to start with the Vega and you're going to complete the growth with the Terra Flores. From there, you can select some adjuvant that you're going to add to this depending of the state or the status of the plant or where you want to push it at one point. You can use at the establishment of the rooting system in the water the rhizotonic. You can use it also the same bio if you want. But using the rhizotonic give you a strong establishment of the rooting system. It's compatible with the Vega and some other that we're going to cover later. You can also use the Canesm and the PK13. Those are for more experienced grower basically that we're going to cover with some other nutriment. But the base in earth is here, the Terra and the Terra Flores that are one part nutriment, easy to mix. From there, if you want to move in earth, but being able to certify for bio, you have either the field that is certified bio that you can use some nutriment, or they use the pre-certified bio substract from Canada, Bioterra, and then you're going to use the bio line from Canada, represented here with, again, the bio Vega and the Bio Flores, depending on the plant you want to grow. You can stay in the Bio Vega, you can move to the Bio Flores if your plant is the fruit. And if you want to stay into the bio certification process, You have available the bio-rhizotonic to establish the same kind of root system, but in the bio version. And if you want to maximize your flowering or fruiting, you can have the Bio Boost, which is also available to give you and offer you from Canada a complete bio solution to get toward the certification of being bio. So from there, this third one is in water. If you're gonna grow in water, my favorite one, basically my best one, is the Aqua Flores and Aqua Vega that you want to use. Those are two-part nutriment that you're gonna have to mix in equal part A and B to establish and build the full nutriment into your water tank. Let's say you're building for 10 liters of solution, nutriment solution. You're going to add like 30 millimeters of A and 30 millimeters of B, 30 millimeters of A mix, 30 millimeters of B mix. Then you have your complete nutriment in a Vega state, basically for need for basil and leafy green. If your plant have fruiting, at one point at the beginning of the flowering or a bit earlier, you're going to move to the Aquaflores when to establish a strong fruiting and strong development of the fruit. It's more toward this thing. So those are the basic to use into the water, and from there you can have some adjuvant, easy to use, green, red. And red, my most used adjuvant for the water is the canazim at this time, especially in recirculating system. I find it very, very useful to keep a clean system. Yes, it works on the plant. It works on the plant when you use it in Terra and facilitate the expansion and the multiplication of the cell. It does the same thing when you use it in water. It has another quality when used in water, let's say, as a cleaner, I would call, to prevent the pulp and whatever to left to stay in the system and accumulate on the root system and causing sometimes some of the glue. Keep your root clean. The canazim is one of my essential when I grow in recirculation, crafty, or counter garden. Strongly recommend to use this product. Then you can use also the rhizotonic at the establishment of the rooting system. You can use it either in mist over the leaves, or you could use it directly in the water. Concentration varies. Read the labels. Don't rely on my memory for using quantity of product. For more experienced grower, want to go a bit further, they're also available the PK13 and 14 and the Bio Boost. Those are adjuvant. Those are very strong, especially the PK13, 14. It's not a beginner nutriment addition. You use it basically only once in your grow schedule at a specific moment. It's very important, and you have to follow up on it because it can be damageful to your plant if not used properly. It's better less nutriment than too much nutriment, basically in general. Your plant won't suffer as much as the less, not enough nutriment can easily compensate than having too much and go into nutrient lock basically at this time. Here, so that covers the water. And if you grow in cocoa fiber, there's two options. If I grow in cocoa fiber, I really like to use the Aqua Vega and Aqua Flores line. I find it very convenient and more durable within the basin through time. And there's also the cocoa nutriment schedule that is available and developed especially from Canada for the cocoa substrate. It's an easier nutriment that you give either in vegetative state or flowering state, so you're going to use the same A and B bottle throughout your whole growth. So it's going to be easier for those. You can still use it with the rhizotonic. You can still use it with the canazim. It's up to you. You can try, can differentiate. I would be tempted to use the cocoa. If I move to the rock wool grow system, which I have a bit less experience, I've played a bit with it at seedling time, but not in extensive growth. I would be tempted to either use the cocoa formula or the Aquavega formula into the rock wool. because it's basically a run to waste. You're going to mix the nutriment and deliver it to the plant. It's not going to stay there. It doesn't have to be as good to hold time as the Aquavega formula, and you can achieve great results within using also the same adjuvant. So this, I covered the adjuvant in detail. Kinesim, oh, one I didn't cover is the kind of start that you're gonna give at the start, as it said. As soon as I see green on my seedling, I start to give it the concentration. Again, I don't remember by heart. I read the bottle, rely on the bottle, rely on it, take your ppm to confirm it with your stick. Better this way. And use it to assure it a strong start to your plant, and also use it sometimes at the beginning after with the beginning concentration of rhizotonic, I would say. I can use 1/10 of the concentration recommended at the first leaf, basically. So that cover all the kind of product that you can use, mostly that you're going to mix with water, depending on your substrate and the type of plant, either vegetative or flowering state plant that you're going to use and that desire to grow. So those are very helpful, and so thank you for following up to there. If you have any question, they're welcome in the bottom comment question or in our group Urban Grower. So a little comment and share, like is giving a lot for the chain. So thank you, Martin Desmarais for Urban Grower. Have a nice grow. Thank you.